And welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about if it's appropriate for a senator convicted of a felony to remain a senator. My guest this segment is Steve Knight, who is a member of the state Senate from Antelope Valley. Thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks for having me.
So there's an ongoing dispute really in the state Senate, and we're talking about Rod Wright, a member of the Senate who was convicted of perjury. At first he's been allowed to remain in the Senate, but he's on a leave of absence, and the Republicans, and I'm sure you agree, believe he should be expelled, I guess.
Yeah, basically, I started this with a letter to the Senate asking for either a letter of resignation or a vote on the floor. That letter wasn't responded, so we started a resolution, SR 29. And that just said that the floor should have a vote. And if someone is convicted of 8 felonies, like the senator was, we should be involved in this. The pro tem decided that he can allow a leave of absence, which he has allowed Senator Wright to have, without the floor or without the membership having any vote in this. And there is no definition of a leave of absence. There is no definition of a suspension. The only thing we really legally can do is allow this to happen or expel. So that's why we're a little upset at this.
And the President Pro Tem has been taking a great deal of heat in the press for this.
Yes, he has. But, it's still ongoing, and the next court date is in May, and that senator will still remain a senator and still get paid, even though he won't be on the floor.
And presumably in May, when that court finally metes out the punishment, that is the end for Senator Wright, correct?
That is what the leadership in the Senate has been saying. We'll see if that happens.
I want to talk about another issue while you're here, which is so important to your district and really to California and the nation. And I guess we're talking about commercial space flight. I mean, recently there was an Aerospace Week event in your district, and I guess the growth of private commercial space flight is amazing.
Well, we expect tens of thousands of jobs over the next 25 years in this area. We want to be at the forefront. California's been at the forefront on almost every aerospace endeavor. Recently, some states have figured out a way to steal or take away some of our business, some of our aerospace production, and we want to remain the leader. And with commercial space flight, this is a new endeavor. In 2004, it all started.
And I guess to facilitate this entire industry, you have legislation that's already out of the Senate, pending in the Assembly,
yes, that
would limit the liability of some of these companies in case there's an accident.
Yes, and gross negligence will always be there. If something...
a product defect?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
But we want to be able to have manufacturers and suppliers be a little exempt, and that means that we're building new things. And this is a spacecraft. This isn't a car that we've been building for 100 years. This is an entrepreneurial spacecraft. So there's got to be some indemnification. There's got to be something there to say that you are taking responsibility to go up in space.
And you're taking a risk.
And you are taking a risk. There's no doubt about it. So if you want to do that and something bad happens, your family can't sue that company out of business. Because in the end, if this continues on, in the next 50 years, we're going to be able to get on a spaceship in LA and fly to Tokyo in an hour and a half. That's where we want to get to.
Well, it's a fascinating subject, and we're certainly going to watch the growth of all these private, commercial space companies in the months ahead, years ahead. Steve Knight, thank you very much for coming in and talking to us. And thanks to our viewers also for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on YouTube, also on My Government On Demand. Have a